What's up, YouTube fam? This is Dark Angel's Journey, and I'm Shakira. Okay, let's see if we can make this a quick one, right? So you guys don't have to sit around for like 50 freaking minutes waiting on me to make up my mind about what I want to do. All right, so we are going to do this, and we are going to. I'm in the backtesting area here, so we're going to clear this out, clear all the drawings out, and indicators and uh, I must have alerts set up. Anyway, so we're gonna come in here, we're gonna hit the replay button, and I'm just gonna Stevie Wonder the heck out of this and then just click. All right. Part of the reason why I want to do this is so that I can focus more heavily on price action, and I'm going to be adding the moving averages in just for funsies. This time I'm not even going to try and use like the break, the other indicators that show the imbalances and all that good stuff, even if they are helpful. Let's try and do it without all of that additional, all the crutches, you know? All right, so what are we looking at? First and foremost, we are on the 4-hour in a very obvious downtrend. Something like that. Okay. It's not perfect, but let's try to get it as close to that as possible. Some proper touches. Zoom in. And once we figured out all of that, so let's get that, zoom in a little more. Good, good, perfect. So that's our downtrend. And oh, looks like we're trying to do a little flat bottom, but let's plop this in as a potential just level. Let's change the color on that guy. And this will just be a little extra on, cake. So we have a nice break right here, very juicy. So that means we have this green candle is a supply area up here. And let's just set that as our supply area. And with that, there has to be an imbalance attached to it, right? Okay. And anything else juicy at the bottom? Looks like we're doing a bit of a squeeze here. All right. And let's see if there's anything juicy. If it's going to drop, let me just mark out where it could go as the closest place that I could potentially say, heck yeah. And then we already know up here, so down here. All right, cool. So let's head down to the 1-hour. And let's see what we got. All right, so price is coming up to this key level. And so far we've got, what else do we have in here? So we have this rally base drop. So this creates what is essentially a natural supply area as well. We see price has already come back up to it, and bounced right back down nice and strongly from it. So, all right, cool. And then looks like we have a pretty, just looking for an SR area here. So somewhat of a pretty obvious, whoops, let's get that. SR area here where price has been bouncing off of, a bit of a demand area, lots of confirmation, so good. Let's do that. Okay, so I just want to know what's crack-a-lacking. There's a bit of a supply area here. Okay, so we are at this one area here. I'm going to make sure and check the time. And we've coiled up, bounced off once. Still not quite enough. Let's let price do its thing. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the moving averages here. In this case, this little skinny yellow one is the 20 Huel moving average, 250, which I will change to blue because I don't want any confusion. Huh? Okay. So, looks like price is above the 200, the 50 is curling up. So maybe we'll break above and do a little something, something. But first, if that's the case, what I'd like to see is for price to break above, come back down to retest, and then continue on up. Otherwise, we're coming back down. Okay, so didn't bust above it. Same thing. We are doing our little curly curls. Also, with this break, we technically have a supply area in here as well. So that's a double confirmation. Wish I'd seen that. But let's continue along. I wish I was like the kind of person who could just see stuff quickly and get into the action, but it does take a little doing. All right. So, ooh, all right, good. I can check back 5-6 minutes in. Good, 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 good. All right. So, still consolidating here. And it looks like the 50 is crossing over the 200, which is a good sign for potential uptick. And now I need it to break above here and give me something juicy. Now that is a juicy candle. Barely any wicks on the base of that. Zoom in. Barely any wicks. So the question is, I'm going to go down to the 15-minute and see what this looks like. Now, all right. So on the 15, it curled above the 50, and it's above this one. So technically, if I've been paying attention, this would have been a good entry area. Let's see how that actually plays out. So I'll put it below here, swing low, and then bring it back up to here, which is a 1 to 2 thing. Actually, price stopped about here last time. So I have, if it's going to break above, it's probably going to do a proper decent job of it. So let's go in the middle of this thing right here. All right, let's press play. Let's see how this plays out. Now, I'm still thinking about that retest, but I'm concerned. Okay. Still going. All right. Okay, look at that. Huh. No, that's a nice looking thing. Could we have entered in any earlier? So that candle, that's a nice looking candle. Let's look at it. Actually, let me not go to the 5-minute because it might kick me out. But yeah, so this is a nice green candle, barely any wicks. After that, that would have been a good place for an entry. Okay, so now that's one good win, a 1 to 2. Beautiful, wicked up in there. So now we're looking for another potential entry. Now we are ranging away from the 50 and the 200. So let's do this. And now that we're all the way up here, so one of two things can happen, right? Since we're in a natural supply area, price could turn around and come back down. If it does not, then where else can we go? So the very top of this is 20,003 something. Zoom out, always zoom out, right? The next level is about the same, Let's zoom in over here. It's a bit of an area where price kind of consolidated, so it could kind of stop there. Yep, see, look, yep. So I'm just gonna like mark this off as a potential target, right? For that, just for funsies. If it's gonna keep on going up, all right? And technically you want to find another supply area, but also a good spot where price last did its thing. Now we're in this natural supply area, so price could come back down to retest the 50 and then continue back up. So let's see if there's an option for us to, if it's going to do that. Now we're in the supply area and we've got a doji here, and this is a bearish engulfing candle right here. Okay, so a couple things that are concerning me. The 50 is still coming up. 200 is coming up. So unless it wants to bust out and come to the 200, which would be my target, then, you know, I'm kind of gonna wait for the next candle to form. Okay, so we're just go inside. We're gonna consolidate in the space. Now, this is a better candle, right? But let's see. If you were gonna take a short from here, we'd have to put it above this, and then we need a 1 to 2. And that's hard. That's not even worth it for me. Honestly, if I were to say I don't trust it and this is it, then I would write it back down um, to this area where price kind of hung up for a second. So let's see. The thing is the 50's there. So now that, and I haven't entered into this, I was just wondering. I was just wondering if the 50 is going to hold it up. If it's going to bust below the 50 and retest and come back down, then yeah. But if we're coming back up, let's see. Let's press play. This is turning to meet it. Okay. All right, so that's a strong green candle below the 50. So let's say we enter here and we do that. That's a 1 to 3. So let's see if that plays out. Okay, so that is a situation where I lost because we were obviously in an uptrend, but I was wondering about this thing. So we made a higher high. This looks like an area where it might drop back down because swing failure. Equal, oh man, look at that equal stop hunt area here. Let me mark that out. Potential targets, right? Equal lows. And then this is a swing failure looking spot right here where price didn't break above. Let me do a quick time check. 12 minutes. Okay, let me try and wrap this up. So we've done one good one and one failed one because we went against the trend. So while we're still above, all right, so technically, once we got above, and I should be looking at the 1 hour for a better idea. And look, this would have told me enough, these bigger green candles. Looking at the lower time frames can really skew your view. All right, so that means that swing failure, wow, why does it, the way they showcase the information for this is crazy. So from here, we have a bullish engulfing. So, and it's flat and it's flat. There's like nothing else going on with that. So that's a nice looking candle to continue my entry for a long, right? And it's above the 50. I'll put it below this little area here, and I'm looking for a 1 to 2. Now, this was an area where price stopped, and I'm just gonna let that play out. Technically, I should put it below this swing low, right? If I was being really crazy, if I was being really conservative, and then set my 1 to 2 here. Let's go back out and let's do this. And oh, it's a vector candle, or it's an imbalance area up here. So I have no idea if it's gonna make it all the way up there. The last place it kind of consolidated at would be about, yeah, it's about here in this area here. So let me remove this one as a target. And let's go to the 1 hour just to make sure I'm not losing my mind. Yeah, somewhere about smack in the middle there. So let's go back to our 15-minute entry area potential. Nice, beautiful green candle, momentum. Let's write it to this. What is that? 1 to 7.5. Let me just drop it below the 50. Okay. And let's get ready to rumble. Okay. Okay. And looking like, oof, 200 is coming up. Consolidating in BS right here. All right. Do believe I've been stopped out. Have I? Yep, right there. Okay. So one good one, two wrongs. Okay. And so it looks like price is dropping below, so we might be able to ride it back down. Yeah. I'm trying to use these moving averages as a potential. That candle, man. I should have waited for the candles that came after it, but sometimes those can be just continuation, you know? Anyway, so we've just dropped, we're below the 50, below the 200. So one last attempt here, and then we'll end the stream. Okay. So now we're at this equal lows area, but we're below the 200, and that's, so what if we took this, put it above that, and got back down to here. Let's do that. Just above here would do it. And do we get stopped out? Yep, we sure do. So that's 3. Okay, I'm gonna have to reassess my thought process on this strategy. Trading the moving averages, I'm not really good at it yet, so just need to work a little bit better. But we are at the 60-minute mark, so we're gonna close this one out, and we'll continue testing all these different strategies. I want to make sure I have a couple of things: price action, moving average, combinations. This one was primarily just looking at the supply areas where the moving averages were, and so far only one was a good choice, I think, because it was from a key level, and the rest were kind of out in the middle of nowhere, which is a bad idea. Anyway, so happy hunting, trade safely, and I'll see you next time. Shakira out.